India is growing. This is the fastest growing, biggest economy year on year. The way India is progressing, it's astounding. What is the slight recovery about Pakistan? They're saying Pakistan will slightly recover. What is the slight recovery? It's nothing. Pakistan is chasing IMF for a big fat loan and a long-term loan. You can't tell China that, you focus on your own economy and don't give loans. They will give loans because it's about control. China wants to control. China does not want to live peacefully. You see, that is China's problem. They want to dominate. Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. My friends, the United Nations has come up with growth projections for a lot of countries. We'll discuss all of that, but regarding India, it is spectacular news. They're saying that India will grow in this coming financial year at the rate of 6.9. That's almost 7% growth. And this is phenomenal news. And they're saying that this is because India has been resilient. It has resilient domestic consumption and there is a lot of investment in India, etc. A whole lot of factors are given. Today we're going to discuss this. I have my paper in front of me, my research paper, and I'm going to tell you some very interesting stuff. So India's economic growth, they're saying that they have revised the 2024 growth projection to 6.9, as I said, up from early estimates driven by strong public investment and resilient private consumption. The forecast for 2025 is 6.6, but I'm sure this too will be revised. Like 6, earlier it was lesser and then it's revised to 6.9. Now this 2025 is also, it's going to touch 7 anyway, the way India is going. So these are projections. But the fact of the matter is, while subdued external demand will impact merchandise export growth, exports of pharmaceuticals and chemicals are expected to grow robustly. So this is regarding Indian export. And South Asia's GDP, the entire South Asia, its GDP is projected to grow by 5.8% in 2024. So South Asia's GDP to grow by 5.8%, this makes Pakistan look rich. Though Pakistan economy has tanked, it's 1 point some percent. And that too because Pakistan gets loans because they have negligible exports. Except for underwear and vests and some towels, Pakistan makes nothing. So South Asia's GDP is projected to grow at 5.8% and 5.7 in 2025, supported by India's. Now, look at this. It is supported by India's strong performance and slight recoveries in Pakistan and Sri Lanka. However, tight financial conditions and fiscal imbalance remain challenges. Now, what is this recovery in Pakistan? Sri Lanka, of course, is recovering. But what is this recovery in Pakistan that they're speaking about? Slight recovery in Pakistan. It is. So now, ladies and gentlemen, what is this about recoveries of Pakistan? Pakistan economy recovering and Sri Lankan economy recovering. Of course, Sri Lanka is recovering. They took some money from the IMF and India also pitched in and the world pitched in. And Sri Lanka is slowly but surely standing on its feet. And they are a proud people and they will do better. We wish them all the very best. Now, regarding Pakistan, what is the slight recovery about Pakistan? They're saying Pakistan will slightly recover. What is the slight recovery? It's nothing. Pakistan is chasing IMF for a big fat loan and a long-term loan. And this is the reason for Pakistan's recovery. Ladies and gentlemen, just go. Check the internet. You will find out that whenever Pakistan's stock market jumps, it's not because Pakistan has given some sort of an extraordinary performance in commerce and in business and in the economy. No. It's because the IMF has announced a new loan or Saudi Arabia said we'll give you a couple of billions of dollars, or the Chinese have been kind and they said that here are some arms for you. That is what the Pakistani stock market and the Pakistani sentiment is based on. And India's labour market indicators have improved with higher labour force participation amidst robust economic growth. So there is a higher labour participation. Fiscal policy, the Indian government aims to gradually reduce the fiscal deficit while increasing capital investment. And they said global economy, the world economy is forecast to grow by 2.7%. The world economy grows by 2.7. South Asia grows by 5.8. India leads the pack. India leads the world's economies. 6.9%. China is not growing at 6.9. US is, I don't know what. I'll come to the US and China later, but India is growing. This is the fastest growing, biggest economy year on year. The way India is progressing, it's astounding. Somebody should send this. I wish I had his mobile number. I would send him a screenshot. Somebody should send this to Raghuram Rajan. He keeps on speaking about how India's economy, unless Rahul Gandhi becomes the Prime Minister, the Indian economy will tank. That is what he says. Somebody should send him this. But then he does not believe the UN, he does not believe the IMF, and he certainly does not believe the World Bank. He believes only himself. Anyway, now global economy 2.7% in 2024 and 2.8% in 2025. So 0.1% the global economy will improve, and a better outlook for the US and several large emerging economies including Brazil, India and Russia. So here is that. The US economic growth forecast for US economy is 2.3% in 2024. The US is going to grow at 2.3%, an upward revision of 0.9 percentage point. This is phenomenal. You see, because India has scope to grow. In America, growth, you see, large economies like the United States of America, they're not going to grow at 7-8%. Yeah. Those days are gone. All right. And they've already grown so much. But if it's improved by 0.9%, that is almost 1 percentage point extra since last year, I think it's good performance. So friends, even if the US economy grows by 0.9%, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's absolutely phenomenal for the US. Well done. Other emerging economies, Brazil, India and Russia, are noted for benefiting from strong domestic and external demand. Challenges for Africa and Latin America, as usual, politically unstable, economically backward. These countries, many economies in this region face high inflation, elevated borrowing costs. China, elevated borrowing costs. Always China. China does this sort of nonsense. Persistent exchange rate pressures and political instability, like I mentioned. And China's economic growth is projected to be 4.8% in 2024, slightly up from earlier estimates, but down from 5.2 in 2023. So China is going to grow at 4.8 and India is going to grow at 6.9%. Risks include property sector and dissipated consumer demand. Their property markets have tanked, their banks have tanked, and $6 trillion of the stock market, Chinese stock market has been wiped out. $6 trillion. Global trade recovery. Global trade is expected to recover in 2024, driven by destocking of inventories and faster than expected growth in China's foreign trade with emerging markets. Emerging markets, Latin America. Emerging markets, Africa. Global South. This is where China is more active now. This is where China is more active, and geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and disruptions in the Red Sea, along with rising freight costs, continue to challenge global trades, and all these things are given. But here, ladies and gentlemen, the big thing is that India is going to grow at 6.9%. 6.9%. This percentage is, and these are UN figures. Raghuram Rajan, please note. Somebody please send him an email, right? 6.9% for India. China at 4.6 or something like that. America at 2.4, if I remember correctly. And the complete South Asia. You see, the wonderful part is South Asia is largely Pakistan, Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, this area, Nepal, etc. But everybody is being pulled up by India if you average out. So it's almost 5.5% growth for the entire South Asia. And the economies there in South Asia are not doing well. It's only India that is super performing, and this pulls up everybody. So India rises, and with India rises South Asia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the question and answers. The first question is from Jyotiraditya Shukla. Major sir, reports highlight that China's economy is not in good state. Why is it not focusing on improving its economy but involved in debt trap loans in Asia and Africa? Yeah, so it's trying to improve its economy, but there are so many things. Like, for example, Xi Jinping's policies here. This crackdown, larger state control. There are so many issues. I mean, this is highly complicated, but I've tried to understand what is wrong with China's economy, and maybe we can do a program separately. But all these things continue side by side. Yeah. You can't tell China that, you focus on your own economy and don't give loans. They will give loans because it's about control. China wants to control. China does not want to live peacefully. You see, that is China's problem. They want to dominate. It is in the Chinese nature to try and dominate. And they'll keep on fighting. They're very smart. If they know they are outgunned, they'll just keep quiet. They'll just shut up. And they'll become strong. And the day they become strong, they'll again start showing you their fangs and their teeth. But in the interim, China will do what China will do. It's also going to stabilize its economy, make it grow faster, bigger. They want to take over the United States of America. Though it's going to be a problem, but it's a bit much asking for China to do that. But China will try and do that. and also China will keep on investing in all these countries. Vyasa Kavindra. How can this war be ended? Small country Ukraine cannot afford further destruction and must unilaterally stop war. Vyasa Kavindra, this does not happen like that. Every country will defend itself. Right? I again maintain, a lot of people think I'm pro-Russian. That's not true. I'm just saying that Russia should not have invaded Ukraine. They should not have. They were wrong. But I also say that the West put up the Ukraine to needle Russia, and Russia responded. It is not that Putin is any less aggressive. What happened to Crimea? And what do you think is going to happen to other countries? That will happen whenever it happens. But the fact of the matter is that you cannot tell a country like Ukraine to unilaterally stop defending itself. They will just say, tell the Russians to stop attacking us. That's what the Ukrainians, that's what any sane person will say. This war can only be stopped when both the parties come together on the negotiating table by credible third partners like India. By credible third partners like India who say that, okay guys, come, both of you are friends, sit down, let's thrash it out and let's stop this war. Then this war will stop. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.